Another victim has come forward, and you can see from this headline, it's horrific. The woman's name is Ashley Parham, and in 2018, she met a friend of Diddy's at a bar, and the two of them ended up FaceTiming him. She says that she wasn't impressed, and she actually told Diddy on the phone that she believed he had a hand in Tupac's murder. She claims that Diddy told her she was going to regret that comment, and she says just 1 month later, this friend of Diddy's contacted her and invited her to his home in California. She went, and soon after, Diddy showed up with an entourage of people. Diddy reminded her about the comment, had a knife, and held it up next to her face, and commented that he was going to give her a Glasgow smile, which basically means he's going to cut her from ear to ear. Ashley claims that this woman actually arrived with Diddy, and this is Christina Coram, and she was actually Diddy's top consultant at that time. Christina interrupted Diddy and said, "Don't cut her face, we could sell her to clients for sex." She went on to say that Christina threatened to send her off somewhere where she would never see her family again, and Diddy, who still had the knife to her face, told her to take all of her clothes off. She was terrified and did what he said, took all of her clothes off, and she says, then Diddy took out a liquid from a large fanny pack and put the liquid all over her, which we can now probably guess that it was in fact baby oil. She says that Diddy and Christina then tried to insert something inside of her, which they claimed was some sort of IUD, but it did not work. And then Diddy reached for a TV remote and ended up assaulting her repeatedly with it. When he was done using that, he ended up assaulting her himself, and then he instructed 2 other men to do the same, and a third came along moments later. Once they had finished abusing her, she said they went outside and they were smoking. She ended up grabbing the knife that Diddy had used and a t-shirt and tried to run out the door, but she had to go past Diddy and the rest of the men to get out. She said she heard Diddy make a comment that he was shocked she was able to walk because he had given her enough drugs to knock out a horse. At this time, he started trying to bribe her with money, asking her to tell people that it was consensual, and she claims that he even called his mother Janice and was trying to get his mom to talk to her and tell her to be nice to him. At this point, things got extremely nasty, and she said that Diddy threatened her again and told her that he had dealt with bigger people than her and mentioned dealing with Tupac. Now, she says at this time, one of the other men that was there didn't like this comment and pulled out a handgun. She says the man actually fired off a shot and Diddy took off running. She started chasing Diddy out of rage, and she says when she got to him, she still had the knife and he was begging and pleading for his life. She said she came to her senses, she turned around and just tried to run and leave, and he came after her. He actually did catch up to her, so she turned around with the knife and grazed his abdomen, and then she ran out onto the front lawn where she started screaming for the neighbors to contact police. She claims that she heard Diddy's SUV start up and squeal off, and soon after, a sheriff arrived at the home. Ashley doesn't believe the sheriff investigated the situation at all and says that she actually went to 2 other police departments, and she doesn't believe either of them put a case together either. This is just one of the many lawsuits that have come out in the last few days, and Diddy has also now, through his lawyers, submitted paperwork requesting that the feds give them the names of all of the victims that have filed anonymously. Diddy and his lawyers are claiming that they can't put a defense together until they know the names of all of these victims. They believe that once they know the names, there's going to be copious amounts of evidence to prove that it was all consensual. Diddy was also in court on October 10th, and he now has his court date, which is apparently set for May 5th. In the meantime, Tony Busby, the lawyer who is bringing 120 lawsuits against Diddy, has said that there are going to be big celebrities also sued. He says that letters have already been sent out to some of these celebrities, and that if they do not choose to settle out of court, then we will know the names of these people that are involved. He's also going after some corporations and businesses, including a Marriott that was involved in a case in New York with Diddy, as well as Bad Boy Records.